Hello, my fourth grade artists. So we are going to keep working on our Great Wave Hokusai inspired project today. So last week we drew and outlined our Great Wave. So we have two big sections. We have our sky, and then we have our ocean. So what we're working on in class today is we are going to start using watercolor pencils, which is something we've never used together. And it might not be something you have at home. So you can come to school and I can get a set of watercolor pencils for you, or you can do the same technique with washable or just regular Crayola markers, any kind of water soluble marker, not a Sharpie. So you can do either one. I'm gonna show you the difference so you can decide what you like the look of. So if you choose to do watercolor pencils, we are going to be doing the warm colors in the sky, and warm colors are your reds, orange, yellows, and we'll say pink on this one. So we're only going to work on the sky. And since we're using watercolor pencils, we want to use them a little different than we use colored pencils. The whole point of this project is learning how to create the illusion of movement with line. So we don't want to sit here and color this in. We want to actually use lines to color it in. And so when we're painting over the lines, we still get that line. I said line a lot there, but so let me use a color that will show up. So you can color your sky in any warm colors you want. I'm going to attach some pictures of some previous examples to this assignment so you can look at. And you can create a pattern here. You can color at least two colors for me, not just one color, depending on what colors you have at home, but try to get at least two warm colors. So I want you to draw lines going in the direction of the sun's rays. So you want to push, if you're using the watercolor pencils, nice and hard, and you're getting that line. If you put them closer together, you're going to get a darker, richer color. If you put them further apart, you're going to get a lighter color. All right, so that's it. I didn't have to color it in. I didn't have to smooth it out. So I'm just taking my color pencils and creating lines. And I'm doing long lines, but you could do short or medium lines. It's really up to you. You just really want to make sure you push hard if you're using those watercolored pencils. Let's see, we'll do this one. And if you do this one, remember these lines go past the wave too, so we can work on that. So just create whatever pattern you want using those nice long lines. All right, but now you might be thinking, Mrs. Cole, I don't have watercolor pencils at home and I have markers. So I'm gonna show you how to do this with markers. So depending on what marker set you have or what the big set is, you're at least gonna have red, yellow, and orange. If you have pink, you could use pink. You don't have to. So these are my warm marker colors. So I'm gonna start with the yellow. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm not coloring in with the marker. I'm just gonna draw some lines following the sun's rays, okay? And I'm trying to create a pattern, so I'm gonna give that illusion of pattern. Marker is a little bit more pigmented, so you wanna make sure you don't do too many lines because it will kind of show through in a little bit. So orange, then we do red. So I'll do this in the color so you can see the contrast and see the difference. All right, now for the sun on the inside, we talked about how you could color in a spiral and spiral the different colors together if you want. That is up to you. Or you can just fill that in however you want to fill it in with your markers. All right, so you don't need to watch Mrs. Cole do all of it. So I wanna show you. Then you'll need to get a cup of water. You don't need a lot. And you'll need your green paintbrush. You also have that blue paintbrush with the yellow tip in your bag. If you have very small rays or small sections, you might want to use that smaller paintbrush, but mine are pretty big, so I'm going to use this paintbrush. So just like when we're painting normally, you swish, swish, swish. You want to drip the water on the side, and with the wet paintbrush, you're now going to go over and start painting that watercolor pencil, and it's creating a paint, but it's still leaving those lines behind, which is what we want. We want to see those lines to help us with that direction, give us that movement. Now, this is paper, so if you keep scrubbing it, you might get a hole. So I'm just kind of gently going over it. And that is your watercolored pencil. So if you didn't push very hard, your color won't be as dark. So what you can do is let it dry. Be careful around Mount Fuji. Use the tippy toe of your paintbrush like a ballerina. Our dancers dance on their toes. So if you don't like your color pencil, you think it's too light, let it dry. Mark some more color pencil, this is watercolor pencils down, and you can paint it again. So you can always try again. Now, so that's what the watercolor pencils look like. So this is marker. Same thing, I'm gonna get my brush wet, and I'm just gonna start painting over my marker. And since the markers are washable markers or water soluble, they're gonna start kind of bleeding and blending together. This blends a little bit more than the watercolor pencil, and it's a little bit more vibrant, so you might like that anyway. So you're just gonna add some water, and you're gonna start kind of lightly swirling it together, following your lines. And see, it just softens it, and you can have fun with it. So this is a really different way of using watercolor without having paint. So if you don't have paint, but you have markers at home, you can still paint. Who knew, right? All right, so what I want you to do is I would like you to finish your sun in your warm colors. So whether you choose to use markers, which are absolutely fine, and I kind of really like the markers, or you use the watercolor pencils, carefully draw those lines inside the ray, and then go back and add water to create your paint. Color neatly, get on that tippy toe of your paintbrush to go around the edges, and we're only doing the sky today. I do not think your class will get any further than that, so I want you just to work on the sky today, painting it nice and neat where you can see no white through it. So remember, if you don't like the way something looks when you're done, let it dry, and you can try doing it again. Even with the marker, you can make it brighter if you want to. But the one thing I like is you can see the lines with it, you still have that movement, and we're all set. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you would like to pick up a pack of watercolor pencils, email me and I can set them in the office for Monday if you can pick up, or have fun and use those markers. I can't wait to see your Great Wave warm colored skies. So take a picture and upload it to this assignment, and we're all set. Have a great Monday. Goodbye, my most amazing artists.